How many people have read the book Atlas Shrugged, by a show of hands? How many people have not, honestly, by a show of hands? What is wrong with you people? You have your assignment. You need to read this book. And I'm not going to go into it and read this because I don't have the time. But I will tell you in about 10 seconds what the book is about. The book is about two types of people in society: producers and looters. The producers work, pay the bills, and the looters take their money and live off of that. Does that sound familiar? Okay. This book was written over 50 years ago, and it's never been more true than today. The hero of the book's name is John Galt. You may have seen signs that say, "Who is John Galt?" Right? Well, I'm going to tell you, John Galt was a genius. He was a producer. He was a man of the mind. He was a man of work. And not to give the book away, but he convinced all of the producers to stop, to go on strike, to shrug in essence and quit being taken advantage of. Now, as he did that, and the producers kept leaving the productive workforce, the government kept taking control more and more. Just like what we're seeing today, the economy continued to fall in the book until eventually there were no jobs, there was no food, and there was chaos. It doesn't seem so far-fetched, does it? Well, let me read just about 5 seconds worth here. That the government in Atlas Shrugged captured John Galt and wanted him to come in after everything was destroyed and fix it. So he says, "Okay, I'll tell you. You want me to be the economic dictator? Yes. And you'll obey any order I give implicitly. Then start by abolishing all income taxes." "Oh no, we can't do that," Mr. Thompson cried. You can substitute Speaker Pelosi there. "We can't do that. How would we pay government employees?" John Galt said, "Fire your government employees." Oh no, that's politics. You can't interfere with politics. Do you see anything similar with what's going on right now? We are saddled with millions of government bureaucrats with 5 weeks of vacations and pensions out the yin-yang, and we are sick of it. I'm proud. One of the proudest accomplishments I've done in my life was be the first guy to raise his hand in Dallas to say, "I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm getting off my couch and I'm going to do something." Well, everybody is fortunate because I was joined by some very, very smart and bright people. And I want to bring them up right now. Ken Emanuelson and Katrina Pearson. Now, you may have seen Katrina on Fox and Friends this morning. They have put together a program we're using in Dallas. It's Common Sense Citizens. It's a neighborhood coordinator program to where if you go to commonsensecitizens.net and sign up, you can create an organization that maintains your grassroots identity. It allows you to email, to see voting patterns down to the zip code, to blog and organize your group. We are giving it out free to anyone that wants to better organize and grow their organization, because we must grow the organization. There are still millions of people that don't know about what we're doing here. We've got to go door to door. It is called commonsensecitizens.net. Write that down. We have 5 principles. All we ask in return is you follow our 5 principles. Government responsibility, fiscal responsibility, personal responsibility, limited government, the rule of law, and sovereignty. So, I'm out of time, but I want to finish with one thing. There are those that want bigger government out there.
I've tried to find in my Constitution where they have the ability to completely control the entire agenda, and I don't see it. So these 545 people, we've got congressmen, we've got senators, we've got 1 president, although he seems like he's everywhere, and we've got 9 Supreme Court justices. So sometimes don't we think that we, the American people, have a better idea of how to run this country than they do? Does anybody think that? Well, all right. We told you that when you come to this Stand Up for Texas rally, we started telling you this on July 4. We're going to do a little bit of screaming and yelling. We've done that. But we're going to send you home with something really specific that you can do. And so Ryan Hecker out of the Houston Tea Party Society has come up with that something. And so I want to bring Ryan up here right now, and we're going to give you specific ideas on how you can get your voice heard in D.C., in this capital, and in your local governments. Let's give Ryan a cheer.
Thank you, Greg. And Greg has been instrumental also in this. So, you know, historically and at least most definitely, you know, in the last 20 years, ideas and policy has originated in the smoky back rooms of D.C. It's originated from people, you know, often special interests, often politicians who just want to get reelected. And those ideas are tired. They're tired ideas. And they're ideas of people who are self-interested and do not represent or will only represent you if you vote for them. So, what I've helped initiate, along with Tea Parties, there's a bunch of Tea Parties across the nation, and in conjunction with Tea Party Patriots, is a new website called www.contractfromamerica.com. And the goal of this website is for you, and the only way this succeeds is for you to go to the website and submit your ideas and vote on other people's ideas and comment on those ideas. And after a 3-month period where you guys can express yourselves and express your ideas, there'll be a vote, right? There'll be a vote of the best ideas. And those ideas will be in a contract from you, right? To the politicians, saying, if you don't sign this, you lose in 2010. And what's so important, though, what's so important about this idea is that it's not me. You know, it's not a politician coming up with 10 points and saying, you know, these are our 10 points, vote for me. It's not me coming up with those points. It's not some Tea Party leader coming up with these points. It's you guys coming up with these points. And the website's up as of this morning. It's been a long, about 8-month process. And I really think that this is the kind of thing that can change this country. Because we have the power. I mean, we have the power of numbers right now, right? And I think the town hall protests showed that we can have a real effect in the short term against Obama's policies. But the question is, what do we do proactively? Where do we go in the long term? And what can we say? What can we offer? Offer real change. We can stand against the false change of Obama. We can stand against the socialism of Obama. But we have to offer a real free market, limited government solutions, economic conservative solutions to the problems our country faces. We have to offer an alternative. And so you know, there are many great ideas out there. I think that I honestly, truly believe when I developed this idea after, you know, before the Tea Parties in November 2008 when the Republicans got shellacked, right? And they got shellacked because they no longer represented us. Because they no longer represented what we believed. And why? And why? It's because they're listening to the same people who have offered the same ideas for generations. And they're just trying to copy Ronald Reagan. But you can't copy Ronald Reagan, right? Ronald Reagan offered conservative solutions in the 80s. We have to offer conservative solutions today and really believe them. And so I went to somebody, a public policy person I knew in D.C. who was involved in all this. And I said, you know, what about this idea? And his response was, the only ideas that come out of D.C. That's really where the movement can really develop. Well, I think we've already proved them wrong on that, right? So I think that the Tea Party movement, and it's being sponsored by Tea Party Patriots. It's being sponsored by a few hundred Tea Parties around the country at this point. Is to go onto the website, contractfromamerica.com, to offer your ideas. And I think by January or February next year, based on your support